I have the absolute pleasure today of welcoming Rachel Aiken. She is the Minimalist Business Coach and speaker. Her aim is to impact 5,000 women by 2025 through teaching female leaders how to grow a business with minimal input to gain maximum impact to lead the way in the 21st century. Rachel, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you.
Me too. I am incredibly excited because Rachel's zone of genius is teaching women how to grow a minimalist business, and I cannot wait to have this conversation, not least of all because I have known Rachel for quite some time now, and I think she's a superstar at what she does. So Rachel, start off by telling us, what on earth is minimalist business? What does that mean?
Okay, so a minimalist business is literally where you strip everything back. You audit your business to make sure that you've got the right things in place. Get rid of all the fluff. You know, this is for people who've been in business a few years. It's so easy. We get all this shiny object syndrome. I need to have this in place, this, oh my God, I need to have this. And it becomes overwhelming. So instead, it's about looking at it, stripping it back, and looking at what do you want from your business, because it's about putting you at the core, at the heart.
Nice.
How many hours you want to work, that kind of stuff, and then it's about streamlining it. So it's looking at sales, it's looking at profitability, it's having a strategy in place that meets what you want, rather than what you think you should have.
Nice. Or what presumably many people end up with as default, because they're doing all the things and they're running 27 funnels, and somebody's told them they should have a group program, so they've done that even though they don't really like it, and someone else has told them they have a membership, so they got one of them as well, and somebody else has told them they need to do VIP days, so they got some of them too, but that's a bit crap, and all these other things that are happening, and they've ended up with this business that kind of looks not really anything like the life they want to live.
Exactly. You know, it's for those women who, you know, it's so easy to get into that habit of, oh my God, I've got this to do. My to-do list is massive, and I really want to do this, but I'm now taking up my time with this, and you know, nothing is actually really profitable either, because they're doing so many things. They're not doing all of them very well.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've learned working with, you know, before I came to this, was that so many people put all these different things in place and then they don't do them very well.
Yeah.
So the maximum impact is really kind of what I really love about this. Making the impact is so important, but it's about delivering and delivering well.
Yes.
Because as far as I'm concerned, if you can blow the socks off people when you work with them, your marketing is not going to need to take forever and a day to do it, because those people who you work with will go and tell their friends, and they'll go and tell other people, and they'll be like, oh my God, I want some of this.
Yeah.
And that's because of the work that you've done, rather than the marketing that you are going crazy about doing.
Nice.
And that's,
I love that.
And it's about you feeling then happier with what you are putting out into the world, because the people you work with are happier. You can cut down, like I said, the amount of hours that you work. You can make it concise. You can streamline it, so then you can go, do you know what? I'm going to take Fridays off, because why not? I can. I'm a business owner. You know, we hear all these dreams of, oh, I'm working on the beach. Look at the palm trees. I'm sipping my pina colada, and I'm sitting here typing on my laptop, writing to you. That is not the reality.
No, it's really not.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Apart from anything else, I'd be way too worried I got sand in my laptop to be taking it to the beach.
Exactly. Or the Wi-Fi connection is going to be horrendous.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's about being realistic, but it's about having that balance, and so many people don't. And that, you know, it really I think the thing that I've found, like over the past 7 or 8 months while I've been researching this, is that there's so many women who start off and they've got all these dreams of having this amazing business. And then the reality happens, becomes completely overwhelming, and they start second guessing it and thinking, no, I've had people go, maybe I should just get a job instead. And you're like, no, it's about patience, but you have to have the right business model for that patience to pay off.
Completely.
And that's really at the core of it too.
I absolutely love that. And it speaks very much to something that I massively believe in as well, because I also often see people come to me and they have numerous sources of revenue in their business. We hear, oh, you need 7 sources of income and all these kinds of things. And so they've set it up with all these different bits to it. And in actual fact, like you say, some are barely even profitable, some are even loss-making, but the problem is it's so complex that people often don't actually even know which bits are profitable and which bits aren't, and which bits are taking up most of their time and whether they're the profitable bits or not, and which bits are working and which bits aren't. And when you don't have a grasp of any of that, your business just does feel overwhelming, and it feels like you're putting in all this time and energy and you're just not getting back what you need from it as well at the same time. So I completely agree with pretty much everything that you've said in that. So tell me, Rachel, how did you get here? How did you start working with the Minimalist Business in mind? What has your business journey been to date? How did you start with an online business? What does that look like? Why are you where you are now?
Okay, so I started a business, an online business, but straight off 2.5 years ago, because I'd gone back into teaching. I had been a head of department before I had my children. It didn't work out. I wanted to be a mum that was present rather than the shouty mum going, oh my God, you need to get out of the house because we've got to go and do this, and you've got to get to school, and then I've got to get to school. And it was just horrendous.
Yeah.
I can't live like this. So it was really simple, make a decision. And it was probably one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make, because I'd had this childhood dream of being a teacher and I didn't do it until much later. And then did it very, very well. And, I could have been, I'd probably be a deputy head by now, on one of those schemes where you fast track, that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, my kids are going to need me for a short amount of time. Yeah. Let me think about this. And I quit my job and I had no idea what I was going to do. So I'd already enrolled into a digital mum social media course. So I'd already started to learn a bit about the online world. I got in touch with a few people who were also teachers who had then started an online business. And I started off as a virtual assistant and was like, this is a bit boring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to do a bit more than this.
Yeah.
Found out about online business management.
Mm-hmm.
And was like, yeah, I think this is what I want to do. It involves the strategy and things that I love. Mm-hmm. All the jobs that I've ever had they've always been about strategy and planning, that kind of thing. And then evolved into the OBM role, became a certified OBM. That was a year later, and then started working with 6, 7 and 8 figure business owners, and that was great. And the money was coming in and I was like, woohoo, this is brilliant. But I was trading time for money.
Yes.
And it meant that actually I felt like I slipped into an employee mindset rather than an entrepreneur mindset, and ended up doing everything and anything for the people that I worked for. And it got to last September and the whole of the summer holidays had gone by with, I just managed to take a week off from, to have some time with the kids. And I was like, this is not right.
Yeah, it's not what you signed up for. It's not why you went into it.
No, it then became just as bad. I I was not having the time with the kids. I was having to say, can you go away? I'm on a call now, that kind of stuff, which is fine from time to time. And at the moment, it's just, part of the course.
Yes, but it wasn't what
However,
you'd signed up for. It wasn't what you'd planned, and it wasn't what you wanted your life to look like.
exactly. And so then I really started to look at it, and I looked at what I was doing in the businesses that I had been in, and I looked at the mess that I was there to kind of help sort out. And I was like, there's too many people who are getting into this position. What about if I try and help people before they get here?
Yes.
And particularly women, there's so many women who've taken this risk of, I'm going to start an online business because I want to be around for my kids, or maybe they've got to look after their parents, or I was like, this is not right. So I really started to pull it to bits, and then started with my own business.
Yeah.
And was like, right, okay, what do I want to do? And put myself back at the core of it. What are the hours that I want to work? And which is exactly what I do in my program. But it's really bringing it back to what I want, so then I can have that balance.
Nice.
And that's how it kind of started. I then worked with some one-to-ones and really refined it. And just the response that I get was just unbelievable, that I was like, okay, this needs to, be packaged up. This needs to be what I do. And like I said, it's taken me almost 9 months to get there, but it's worth it, because I now feel that I'm in a position to actually really help transform people's businesses, but leave them with the tools so they can continue to do it themselves. It's setting you up with the right skills. I guess it's a bit like, as far as I was concerned, I missed the teaching aspect. I really wanted to do that more, which is why I really love a group program. But for me, it's like doing something like a GCSE course or an A-level course. It's giving you the tools and the skills. It's not just here's the information. It's giving you the skills as well. So then when you leave, you can continue to do it. You don't need to keep coming back to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's missing in the online world, that there's not this is how you do it, and now you can go away and you can continue to evolve your business using the same skills.
Yes.
Which I know why that happens, because people get you on that marketing treadmill.
Of course.
They're like, oh, now buy this and now buy this, and that's absolutely fine. But I wanted something where people could just get over that overwhelm and just hit the ground running.
Nice.
So that's how I've got here. But I've evolved, and I think that's what most businesses do. They evolve.
Yeah, absolutely. So Rachel, tell me, if I decided, hang on a minute, this minimalist business sounds exactly what I need, because I'm running around like a headless chicken at the moment. What steps can people put in place now to start moving towards a better, for want of a better place, world that is in more in alignment with what they want and how they want their life to be and what they want their business to look like?
So there's three easy steps that they can take. So the first thing that I suggest that people do is audit their business. So before you even look at what you want, you look at what's already there. And it's about making those decisions and thinking, have I got this in place? Is this really important? It can start with, and I know you're a big proponent of this, but it can start with just looking at all the things that you pay for each month, all those subscriptions, and you go down line by line and go, when was the last time I opened that membership and joined a group coaching call? When was the last time that I actually opened up, Dubsado or whatever it is? Have I even, I might have been paying for something for 3 or 4 months and not even used it yet. Right, okay, I'm going to cancel that, because that's going to end up meaning that I've got more money in my pocket.
Completely.
And that's really important. So the audit is, and it's also auditing like your G Drive, your Dropbox, going through looking at all those freebies you've downloaded and going, delete, 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 delete. Never even looked at it. You know, how many of us are like, okay, yeah, same thing with your inbox. You know, that instead of just hitting delete, unsubscribe.
Yes.
And cut the noise out. You know, that's a really, once you cut the noise out and it looks cleaner and more streamlined, even your inbox, it becomes less overwhelming. You know, you haven't got 50 emails when you wake up in the morning to answer, when actually only one of them might be from a client, and all the rest are technically people telling you what to do in your business.
Yes.
Get rid. And once you've done that, then you simplify. So then you look at, okay, what do I really love doing in my business? And you look at things like the programs that you've got, the, you know, like the memberships that you are selling yourself. Which ones give you, you know, as Marie Kondo would say, which ones give you the most joy?
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't feel happy about what you're putting out in the world, then you're not going to put 110% in it. You're not going to get that return where people feel, okay, this is an amazing product.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
have a look at it and have a look at your revenue streams of all those different programs and think, actually, I enjoy that one, but it's not very profitable. Maybe I need to put the price up of that, and I'm going to get rid of these ones because, yeah, okay, they bring a lot of money in, but that's not really where I want to be.
Yeah.
And have one thing that you make brilliant. And I know that you are a big, you know, a big fan of one thing.
I am.
Let it get to this amount. That's when you then think about the next thing. And it's really important to have those goals in place, you know, and so that's kind of the next thing is, where do you want to be with that one thing? And it's not task related. So many people set goals that are task related. So, you know, when you introduced me, my goal by 2025 is to impact 5,000 women.
Yes.
I don't expect 5,000 women to go through my group coaching program. That is not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that at some point, 5,000 women will have come in contact with me, and they might take one little piece away, and that could make their business that little bit easier.
Beautiful.
So then I look at that and I look at, how do I do it? Oh, it's through Instagram, you know, my Instagram account, through my YouTube channel, through Facebook, you know, whichever one it is, there are people who are coming into contact with me. They might take one little piece away. That is that impact. And I think that's where things are missing. If you have no clear idea, you know, setting yourself a new website, that is not a goal.
Yes.
That is a task. That is a marketing task. Okay, you want to be looking at income goals, but your income goals shouldn't be based on plucking a figure out of the air. Oh, that would be nice. I would really like that number. It came to me in a dream.
Yes.
No, it should be based on reality, because once it's based on reality and you can look and you can go, actually, if I've got that one program and I'm selling that amount of it, then that means I should be bringing in that amount of income.
Yeah, and I should be therefore taking home that amount of
money,
which enables me to live this life, which is the one I want to live.
Exactly. And as soon as you do that, you can then streamline the hours that you work, because you know how much marketing you need to do each week. You know how much delivery you are doing each week. You know that you've got the time to have a CEO day or a CEO morning where you are working on your business rather than in your business. It also means that you are in the right position to know when you need to hire somebody. That you know, that's one of my big bugbears. You can go on all these amazing group programs and courses, and the amount of people who go, one of the first things you need to do is hire a VA.
Yes.
And you're like, why?
Yeah, I agree completely.
Why do I need to hire a VA?
Yeah.
Because actually, one of my really big bugbears is that, you know, I've worked in the back end of businesses where they've hired other people to do things, and that business owner does not know how to do it themselves.
And the person suddenly leaves, and there's a big problem.
And people then don't know how to do it themselves. If they want to, if that person leaves, gets sick, you know, goodness knows what, there is no idea of what they're doing, why they're doing it. But also, that's like, I'm a big fan of having the right people to help you. You know, if there's anything, you know, before I hire anybody to be part of a team, there's stuff that I want done in my home.
Yeah.
I would rather have somebody cook my meals for me.
Yep. That's your husband, Rachel. That's called your husband.
But I would rather have somebody cook my meals and do all the cleaning and the washing and everything, and have like a housekeeper than I would rather than have a VA.
Yeah.
You know, so it's thinking about what is going to make your life that dream life. So you really need to kind of set yourself up with, well, what does success look like for me?
Yes.
It might look like this for Tony Robbins. It might look like this for Amy Porterfield. But for me, it looks like this. And
also, that might be different from what it looks like for your partner or your kids. And it's worth understanding that as well, that, you know, the discussions that you may have with your loved ones might end up to a discussion that actually you want your life to be different than their view, and you've been trying to build your business to their view of what they want life to look like. So being really clear on that. Now, I'm not saying that you should get divorced as a result of that, but I am saying you need to be aware that the influences that you have on those that are impacting you on those things, on what success looks like for you, on what life you want to live, and ensuring that it truly is in alignment with you and your own values.
Exactly. And values is so important, you know, that, and I think you're right, the conversations that you need to have with the people who are important, and, you know, particularly at the moment in lockdown, it is, you know, it's that little bit more tricky, you know. Yes. We're having to, my husband is a teacher and he's doing online teaching as we speak.
Of course.
I've booted him out of my office because he's been sharing my desk. I mean, I never thought that would happen.
Yeah.
And, you know,
also while trying to homeschool your children at the same time.
Yeah. So it's where we work out our timetables, our calls of, you know, my calls with clients are at different times of the day than what they were 3 months ago.
Of course, yeah.
And so you know, it's like I say, it's ever evolving, and you base it upon the needs of what is happening at the time. But once you know what you need to do, that's so much easier to do that.
Yeah, and once you've got rid of the noise, it's easier.
Yes. And don't get me wrong, I still sign up to people. There are people but I am very choosy about the people that I have in my inbox.
Yes.
You know, it should be, as far as I'm concerned, your inbox is quite a personal space. I would get so annoyed if my mum texted me every day and told me, I'm doing this today. I'd be like, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I really don't care.
You're right. We allow it in our inboxes.
Yeah. We allow people to come in and go, I've done this. You could be part of it too. And you're like, okay, that's fine. So, you know, I have particular areas of my life and my business. And when it comes to my goals, the people who I allow in my inbox are associated to those goals.
Nice. That's a nice top tip for people when they're trying to decide which things to keep and which to get rid of.
Exactly. So, for example, I'm a big fan of Jenna Kutcher at the moment. I really like how down to earth she is. Yeah. And she's really good at social media. You know, I've signed up to her. She's got a masterclass tomorrow on Pinterest.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, this is something I want to learn about. And so I'm quite happy for you to pop into my inbox every now and again and say, I can tell you about this.
Yes.
Awesome. Because it might then give me an idea of, you know, this is where I could be in 6 months' time. It's not, you know, the stuff on Pinterest I won't take it away and go, I'm going to do it right now.
Yes.
And I think that's really important. You know, I look at it and I look at the impact that I want to make, and I'm like, okay, this is something that I can implement next quarter or in 6 months' time, because I will base it on the data, how everything else flows. So
Yeah.
if my Instagram's ticking over, my YouTube is ticking over nicely, then I will introduce it as a new platform for me to learn.
Nice. I love that, Rachel. And I love how you hinted at your kind of reviewing things 90 days. And I know that you're a big fan of doing that in your business, and that you're a big fan of kind of looking to see how things go, understanding the data, understand what it's telling you, and then making decisions for the next 90 days. Talk to us a little bit about the process that you do for that, because I think that's massively, massively valuable to people in how you kind of think about those things too.
Yeah, so data is extremely important. And I think so many of us get stuck on making decisions in our business. It's so easy when that noise comes in and they're like, I'm selling this. And you're like, okay, I'm going to buy it because you completely sold me because your copy is amazing.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, okay. Ching.
And I've also seen online that loads of other people are buying it, so it must be really good. So I'm going to buy it. Yeah.
Oh God, serious FOMO. I need it.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. No, that is not how you make a decision in your business. Because it's this, where I always like to think of it as, going into a bar with your group of friends when you were like, I don't know, 18, and everyone's going, oh my God, I've now just got really bad, like
super bad flashback there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try a quadruple vodka and Red Bull. I mean, just the thought of it now, my stomach is churning. But you wouldn't, if you really didn't like vodka, you wouldn't turn around and go, oh my God, I need to have it. You'd just be like, oh no, I think I'll stick with my Bacardi and Coke or whatever else it is. So when it comes to buying stuff, you wouldn't do that, especially when it's hundreds or thousands of pounds. I mean, some of these courses are so expensive and can make such a dent in your bottom line. So instead, it's about making a decision where you look at, these are my goals.
Nice.
First of all, does this course fit into my goal? Which one does it fit into? Okay, now let me look at the data. So I'm going to look at my bank account.
Yeah, that's a very good piece of data.
If the money is not there, and I'm a big proponent of profit first, as you know, I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And I always think if you can't afford to buy it outright, then you shouldn't be buying it. You put the money away, however much it is, and the next time it comes round, that's when you can buy it.
Yeah.
Because you have the funds there. Do not sign up for the stuff where it's on a payment plan. It's not good. It doesn't make it's not common sense at all. So you're looking at that data. Then you're looking at, for example, if it is, say, Pinterest, this because Jen is blatantly going to sell something on Pinterest tomorrow.
Of course.
Because, that's what happens. And I would then look at my data and go, okay, when I look at my impact, and I want to impact these 5,000 women. So by the end of this year, it's 1,000 women. Because, it's broken down. So then it's achievable.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Let me look at it and I'm like, no, because I'm now setting up a YouTube channel and I'm now setting up an Instagram channel. I'm going to be having my hands full.
Yeah.
So the data is telling me, no, I don't need that Pinterest, whatever it is now.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I would also look at that data, but then the other data that I would be looking at is what impact is that going to have on my business in 6 months' time? So it's not just looking at the goals. It's like, well, will I be able to, with, for example, this course and this course and this course that are year-long courses or masterminds, am I going to have the time to do it?
Yes.
If I haven't got the time to implement it, then I'm not doing it right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
No. And there are so many people who buy all these courses and they're all sitting there really nicely and they don't open them, or they watch them and they don't implement. If I don't have the time to implement something, then I'm not gonna sign up for it.
I love that.
And those are to me, they're like the biggest things, particularly when it comes to courses. You know, if it's a piece of tech, for example, maybe you're on the free plan of ClickUp and you want to be able to do something and you're like, actually it's on the paid plan. Okay, yeah, fine. But I'm going to make sure that I double check every single one of those groups to make sure that, okay, oh my God, no, it's only available on the business one and there's only me in my team. No, there's a workaround for that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a spreadsheet for it instead, or I'm going to tweak it a little bit and then it will do what I want.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay, I don't know, say like £200 to have access for one thing. That does not make sense.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's looking at the usability. It's like the, you know, when I think about it, when it's like clothes. If you buy a really expensive cashmere jumper and you're like, oh, but I won't ever wear it because I'll be worried I'm going to get a stain down it. Cost per wear.
Yes, rubbish.
It's going to be really expensive.
Yeah.
However, if you're like, but I'm going to wear it every day because it's going to feel amazing against my skin, and it's, you know, and it's going to keep me really warm, and it's £150, but I'm going to wear it probably 100 times. So like every day for the winter.
Yeah. Then I'm good.
Then that's good cost, you know, cost per wear.
Yes.
It's that kind of thing. You know, it's like, what would you do when it comes to your groceries? You'd think about it in a different way. So it's putting all those things that are in our outside world, putting that into our thinking for the business world.
Nice. I absolutely love that. And I love that analogy as well. The cost per wear analogy is one I use on my husband quite frequently. So I very much like the cost per wear on that side. Rachel, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, and you've dropped some beautiful gold for people to take away and implement as well. Can you tell everyone how they can connect with you online, how they can find you, how they can find out more about your program, your Facebook group, all those kind of good things?
Yeah, so the best place to start off is my website, which is www.rachelaiken.com.
Beautiful.
And everything is on there. I'm on Facebook. Like I said, I'm on Instagram and I'm on YouTube. I'm very new to Instagram and YouTube, so don't expect to see gazillions of things, but that is where I am new to, and I'm really excited about that. But yeah, just come and connect with me. Everything is on the website. I have a masterclass that's coming up, so you can sign up for that too.
Nice.
So yeah, just get in touch, and I hope that people have got something where they're like, actually, if I did this one thing, that could make my life a little bit easier.
I'm sure they have. I'm absolutely sure they have. And of course, we'll put all the links in the show notes as well, so people can just click on those and head over and connect with you. Rachel, once again, thank you. It's always a pleasure to speak to you. So thank you so much for joining us on Uncover Wealth Radio.
Thank you so much for having me.